Announcing the commencement of the first purge.
I want you to change the world, and don't think that this is going to happen peacefully or you can do it alone. We need to kill the rich. You get out there, you use your weapons, and you rip Washington apart. You hunt down the billionaires, the bank bosses, the CEOs, the scumbags, and the liars, the governors, the lobbyists, the senators, because they're all the same, and you hang them.
Just remember all the good the purge does.
Good morning, everyone. It is February 4th, 2021. I'm Eric. Let me ask you something. If you know somebody in your personal life that are less than truthful, and I'm not talking about one's propensity to exaggerate. I'm talking about just flat out fucking lie. Do you trust any information or anything that this individual says? I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'm sure there are gullible people out there who will continue to trust somebody like that. But most people don't trust individuals who routinely lie, skew facts, and this type of thing. So, and what about the individual who's always wrong, or wrong quite a bit of the time? Not always, but, quite a bit. Do you continue to take anything they say very seriously? Most people don't take people who are wrong seriously most of the time. Or at least the ones who are not gullible or flat out stupid. I ask you this because we've, over the course of the year 2020, we got all kinds of wrong data from the scientific community and the government, or let's call them the governmental community. And people are still taking these individuals seriously. I know I'm being very vague as to whom I'm talking about, but I think you know. I think you're smart enough to figure that out. And if you're not, well, probably this channel or message is not meant for you. So we have this billionaire, well, actually a handful of them, running around trying to implement social changes that they desire. And these social changes are being implemented based on bald-faced lies, based on a scam, based on authoritarianism. It's okay for them to lie to us because, we're just the public. We're the useless eaters. We don't count. So check it out. Yeah, this guy. Again, this guy. What is it with this dude? What is wrong with him? He can't be like a regular dude and get a lot of money and go cheat on his wife. Maybe have some hot-ass mistresses with big old bajoingoings. Can he be a cocaine addict? Oh. We need a pandemic firing squad now. To control you in the post-COVID world. This motherfucker just keeps going, and going. And he really likes this idea of tyranny. Despite the fact that no one likes this motherfucker, or really even gives a shit what he has to say. But in a post-COVID world, this pedophile insists we need to be controlled. Not just with the, immunization passports. No, that's not good enough. See, this is the problem with individuals like Mr. Gates here. It's never, ever enough. I mean, how much control do you want to give these people over you? They already control what you can put in your body. They already control the food you eat. They already control the money you spend. They control where you can travel, how you can travel. They control pretty much everything already. So now we're getting down to controlling individual lives. It wasn't good enough to control the industries and the academics or the police departments or any number of other industries. No, that's just not good enough. And they lie to you. MSN lies to you. A lot of the YouTubers out there lie to you. You see, when you know that something is a lie and you keep talking about it as if it's not, even if it's not your lie, you're still perpetuating the lie. You're still pushing a falsehood. So, Gates insists that we need to be controlled with pandemic firing squads. I mean, this dude says the most crazy shit. His final solution, you remember him saying that. Now it's pandemic firing squads. Huh. And they ask a poignant question here. Hey, good question. Why are we preparing for a post-COVID-19 world at all? What are they ready to unleash on us now? See, you always hear someone like Bill Gates say, aren't enough a lot. It's never enough. It's never enough. Never enough money, never enough power. It's just never, ever enough. He said, when it comes to preventing pandemics, scientific schools aren't enough, or scientific tools alone aren't enough. We need new capabilities, including a global alert system and infectious disease first responders for what I like to call a pandemic fire squad.
We all want to return to the way things were before COVID-19. But there's one area where I hope we never go back. Our complacency about pandemics. We can get ahead of infectious.
Speaking of complacency, isn't it really odd that we've become awfully complacent when it comes to individuals like this dude? Like governmental authority. Been pretty complacent about that, making all number of excuses for their behavior. Complacency kills.
Disease outbreaks. By the next pandemic, I believe we can have what I call mega testing diagnostic platforms. They can be deployed quickly, cost very little, and test 20% of the entire population every week. We also want to get treatments out far faster next time. One of the most promising is monoclonal antibodies. These manufactured antibodies grab onto the virus and disable it, just like your immune system, and can reduce death rates by as much as 8%.
Now, you just heard what he said, right? He said, just like your immune system. That makes me wonder why the fuck we need anything he has to offer if it's just like something we already have. Our immune system. Is he lying? I think so. I think it's more likely that they want to compromise your immune system. But what do I know? I'm just a regular Joe, maybe.
80%. I also think that we'll develop new vaccines quickly,
Oh, here
in
we
large
go with
part
this
due
shit
to
again.
this new mRNA platform. mRNA will become faster to develop, easier to store, and lower cost. That's a huge breakthrough. To stop future pandemics quickly, we need to be able to spot disease outbreaks as soon as they happen anywhere in the world. And that requires a global alert system. If there turns out to be some new infectious pathogen, then we need a group of infectious disease responders to spring into action. Think of these as like pandemic firefighters. They're going to use their logistics, use their ability to build up capacity quickly. They're going to go wherever that problem is. Stopping the next pandemic will require
Don't get me wrong. we do need some kind of way of stopping a pandemic. That's true. But why is someone like Bill Gates, who has openly called for the elimination of a large portion of the population, have anything whatsoever to do with any of this? Now, I think my dislike for Bill Gates and, well, everyone like him is pretty out in the open. It's not something that I hide. I have utter disdain for Bill Gates and people like him. I mean, I've said it before, it's not envy, it's what they do with what they have that I have the problem with. And like I said, he couldn't be a cocaine addict, he couldn't be all fucking mistresses and doing the typical man shit when a man is rich. No. No. Again, it's not enough. So, and one thing I can't stand about this dude is the idea that he does talk to the general public like imbecilic children incapable of understanding. And that may be true of some people, that they won't comprehend what they hear. But a lot of us really, really do comprehend. And we comprehend probably things that they don't want us to comprehend. Remember I showed you, not in the video on YouTube, one over at Bitchute, all the we'll call them prerequisite things that had to happen before V201, virus 201. And it did. Richard A. Rothschild files for a patent in 2015 for none other than a PCR test kit for none other than CV-19. And then these test kits hit the open market in 2017. And then they have Event 201, along with some Rockefeller foundation funded and hosted simulation. And then, well, you know the rest. Now, we've had shitloads of YouTubers, and I'm sure a lot of these people have the same information that I have. I mean, I got the screenshots in my computer. But they continue on as if the government or governments of the world had been telling the truth this whole time. So, that makes them what? Fucking liars. I think everyone understands what's going to have to happen in order for us to have any kind of life or quality of after all of this is said and done. I think it's pretty clear what needs to be done. Don't you? Don't you think it's pretty clear? There's a couple more things here right quick we can touch on. Now we have the same fucking liars that helped frighten the public into submission. We have them same people calling for our beloved government, our beloved leaders, to provide us with a sort of ministry of truth. Yep. And of course they would be the ministers of that truth. Even though it's everything but true. I mean, I have a clip on my computer somewhere of CNN, two of CNN anchors faking being in Iraq. But let's make them the ministry of truth. I told you about this yesterday, but I cannot stress to you how really dystopic that is. I cannot stress to you how dystopic the actions of these control freaks have been. They have managed to pretty much destroy our society without so much as much of a pushback. Yeah, some people have pushed back, but not enough. Remember, New York Times has lied many, more than any of us know, since its conception, way back when. Remember, CNN has been caught faking, staging, and outright, flat-out, bald-faced lying to the viewer. Same goes for Fox News. Same goes for the rest of them. And the same goes for these individuals on YouTube who keep talking about any of these events as if they actually happened. Have people died? Goddamn right people have died. But people die. There's no proof they died the way it's written on the death certificate. And they will not provide any proof. Never have. Weapons of mass destruction. Where was the proof? Then it became a big fucking joke later on when they found no weapons of mass destruction. And the general public keeps turning to these people for solutions. Solutions that never seem to be right. Anyway, there's a lot more I could talk about, but we'll keep this one where it is. Till next time. Kill the state, but free.